it also, when you drink, if you're eating a very fatty food or heavy meal, and you know it's going to stick around and it's going to put weight on you, by drinking 1 or 2 cups of tea after your meal promotes weight loss. You'll see your belly flatten after a while. You know why it's so important? You see, there's such a thing as what's called visceral fat, viscerl.
Yeah.
That's the fat around your belly, where your belly button is.
Yeah.
Now, that is the most dangerous fat, that spot there, because that's where the fat builds up as cholesterol near the arteries, the lower arteries, right?
Yeah.
Now, so when you get to 38 inches, unless you're a dwarf, if you get to 30 inches, that's dangerous. You've got to go back to 36.
Now moving on with the show, we have the one and only Ronald coming onto the show. Just to remind you guys, Ronald has at least 50 years experience in terms of nutrition. This guy, he's like 75 years old, but I could hang off his bicep and he will hold me up, because he's definitely a doer in his practice. And with all the knowledge that he has, when he says stuff, we all got to really pay attention, because he's really gone into this stuff and he's really intricate. So thank you for being with us today, Ronald. Yep. And without further ado, what are we going to be looking at today?
Just before we start, I'll give you an accurate comment. I'll be 75 in August.
Okay.
This year.
Oh, wow.
So very close. Very close.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Hey.
And the first attitude you got to be at that age, when somebody says, "How old are you?" You say, "I'm 75 years young."
That's it. That's it. Yep, Captain Hugo.
Either that, or you say, "I'm on the positive side of 21."
Absolutely. Words are powerful. Words are powerful, isn't it? They make or break us. They build or shape us. It's like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's true. I love it.
If you look at your mind, right, if you say, "I'm 75 years old," your mind immediately sends the message to 75 trillion molecules.
Yeah.
which are your cells, or more than molecules. 75 trillion, and immediately your whole body goes, I'm old.
Yeah. Right? Time to start breaking down. Okay, we're time to get ready to leave the building. It's time. Yeah. I have this saying. They go, "How old are you?" "I'm eternal. I do not finish."
Exactly. we will be doing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's talk when you were talking about anxiety before. I've got one of the best cures for anxiety ever.
Okay, all right.
And it is. When you're anxious, you don't go and watch some drama on TV or drama on the radio. What you do, you sit down in a quiet corner in the sun, and you can play some classical music. And guess what you have is a cup of mint tea. That's the key, mint tea.
The mint tea.
So, mint, M-I-N-T. Mint.
Okay, mint tea.
Mint is a medicinal herb. It's world renowned. It's been around for about 2,000 years plus, right? And so in India, it's revered for when you've had a heavy Indian meal or anything that worries you. You go and make a tea made with mint, right? M-I-N-T, mint, right? In French, it's menthe, la menthe, M-E-N-T-H-E, right? Now, why is mint so good, right? It is one of the highest medicinal properties of any herb, right? And what I love about mint is that once you grow it in your garden, you have it always. Now, some other herbs, some other plants, they'll be pretty for 3 months, 2 months, and then they'll die. Right?
Okay.
With mint, even if it's a wall of snow, like -5, -8, the mint will die, apparently. But the root system, your leaves, you will not see the leaves above the ground, but down below, the root system will still be there alive, even under snow.
Wow.
Right? I've seen this happen.
So does that mean
when the spring comes, yeah, go on.
So does that mean that could be grown indoors as well?
And not really. No, it needs sun. It needs sun, but look, any balcony that's got a bit of sun, maybe 3 or 4 hours of sun a day, you could put in a pot, and it is phenomenal. It has hundreds and hundreds of properties, too numerous to mention now, but I'll give you a few. Right?
Yes, give us the hot ones.
For a start, at the end I'm going to give you a recipe for your lamb, or your fish, or your chicken, right? Or your eggs. With mint.
Captain Hugo, mint. You getting this? You getting this for your lamb, your fish? That's it. I know you love those things, Captain Hugo. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, it is mint. Mint is also in England. In India, it's called pudina. Pudina. If an Indian talks to you about mint, you'll refer to it as pudina, but we know it as mint, right?
Okay.
Now, the medicinal property of the mint is not just in the root system, because it is more in the leaves, right?
Okay.
Now, first of all, I've got growing here about 8 varieties of mint. 8.
Okay.
But there's probably about 28, 29 available mints in the world, right? So,
I thought it was just like spearmint, extra strong, and chilled.
No. You've got black mint.
Okay.
You got spearmint. You got common mint.
Yeah.
You've even got mint like with sage. You got pineapple mint. It tastes like pineapple.
My gosh, the world is so varied.
Chocolate mint.
Yeah, you can have chocolate mint.
The chocolate mint, like a plant.
Yeah. It tastes like chocolate. Right? It's amazing. Yeah. Yes. But from a culinary point of view, chocolate mint is not always flavoursome with your lamb, right?
Okay.
For that you'd either need the common mint, or you would need spearmint, right? The spearmint is very strong, very strong, right?
Okay.
It's more suitable for making a tea, right?
Okay.
Now, what actually happened? Why is it so good? Listen to this one. You're going to ask me what it is. You guaranteed. It has carminative and antispasmodic properties. Now, you know what carminative means?
It calms you down, relaxes you?
No, it gets gas out of your body.
Oh, okay. Yes, the nitro injection.
Yeah, if you do the F word, often and you're upsetting your partner, that's what you do. You drink tea for about 6 times a day.
Yes.
After about a week, your gas will be so much less, it won't be fun.
Well, yeah, because many people feel bloated, and it's because they're full of gas, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this would help.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the word carminative,
okay.
Right?
All right.
And antispasmodic, and that's a good one, because if you've got asthma, if you've got hay fever, if you've got that makes you spasm, right, like a cough, that is one of the best mint teas you can have. Is to calm the coughing down very fast.
Okay.
Sore throats, and excellent, right?
Yeah, it's true. Because we spend so much time on medication, but you're saying, just grow a mint plant and just work with the leaves. Don't even wait for the problem to occur. Just work with the leaves as part of your daily habit.
Yeah, when you pick a mint, make sure you go to a good nursery that will have a variety, like, for example, spearmint, chocolate mint, common mint, and so on. Now, I've got one of my favourites at the front of the house, and we call it black mint, because the upper leaf is very dark green, and underneath the leaves is black. Right? Now, that means that if it's black underneath the leaf, it's got iron.
Okay.
And a lot of women and men, some of them, are short in iron, which means that they're tired, they're lethargic. They can't think straight because the iron's not feeding them.
Wow.
Iron is a key anti-inflammatory, and mint is very rich in iron, especially the black mint. Right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you some of because of time.
Yeah.
One of the most we know this for a fact. One of the best, let's say, facilities and additives that you can do is add mint to your food and add mint as your tea, because it helps in digestion. So if you're tired, you're anxious, you've had a long day and you've had your meal and you feel a bit bloated, the best thing you can do is make a cup of herbal tea mint.
Okay.
Right? And you need about, my favourite is 8 leaves. You must have 8 leaves of mint for every person.
Okay. 8 leaves of mint. Okay.
And preferably, if you've got a good dedicated teapot, don't mix a normal tea like black teapot with mint, because your taste will vary. Buy yourself a good teapot just for mint, right? Okay. And keep that separate and wash it all the time. And now, the thing you'll find if you have a teapot, normal teapot, after a few years you'll see like a black colour, like a ring inside. That's the tannin from the tea, and that's no good for you. That'll clog you up. Okay. Now, mint tea doesn't leave any residue in your teapot, none. Right? Okay. So 8 tea leaves, right? So put that in boiling water, and then you let it brew for about 7 to 8 minutes. Yep. And then you add a teaspoon of Manuka honey, which is one of my favorites. Ooh. And now, so it is very good for digestion. Yep. It's also good for asthma. If you've got asthma or hay fever or any respiratory issue, make yourself a cup of strong mint, right? Now, it's also, a lot of people have headaches because they're anxious or they're worried or they have a fight with somebody. It actually helps to cure a headache. Right? Okay. It will even impact on migraine, which is more severe, but it will have no impact on that. If you've got a headache or migraine, you can actually make an oil from your mint tea and keep it in a special bottle. Okay. And you can then rub the menthol, which comes out of the mint, on your chest and your nose. Yes. And your forehead and your temples, and that can give you within 5 minutes relief from a headache. Oh, amazing, right? Amazing. Yeah. So then it's a very good anti-stress. It's very if you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling like if you're going to get stressed and you're going to meet someone you're not going to get on with, or you think you're not going to get on with, drink a cup of tea before, and then you'll be very pleasant to deal with. Okay. And they will be, right? Because you're calm, right? Yes. And it's also really good for depression, and God knows there's a lot of that around these days. So depression, right? Yes. Now, why is that so? Because when you inhale or you drink up herbal tea, it can instantly release serotonin in the blood, which is a neurotransmitter that is well known for easing symptoms of stress and depression. Okay. So that is, the serotonin is there, but it's got to be released. It's got to be released to keep calm. And as soon as you have a cup of tea, about 20 minutes later, you feel the whole body just de-stressing. It's amazing. You feel it. You see how God put all these things on the earth for us. And you know what, Julie, I realize when I see Julie's picture, she always looks calm. And she put in a live chat that she grows her own peppermint in her garden. Yeah, exactly. Peppermint, wow, exactly. Amazing. Yeah. Also, for men and women or young people who've got acne, if you drink mint tea regularly, like say 4 or 5 times a day, which is not unlikely. Yeah. That makes your skin healthy. It'll give you great skin. Wow. Right. So when people meet me, in fact, yesterday we were at a meeting, but they thought I was 50. And one lady was talking to me, and then she stops, and then Petrina walked in, and she said, "I couldn't." She said to Petrina, "I couldn't speak there for a minute." She said, "Why is that?" She said, "I was admiring his skin." Oh, wow. Wow. 4 to 5 cups a day, folks. 4 to 5 cups a day. Wow. That's amazing. I was staggered. She's 42. She said, "I was admiring his skin." Wow. And I looked at her, and I noticed she was a bit sallow, and her skin wasn't vibrant, but she was looking at my skin and she was saying, "Geez, I need to know his secret." Absolutely. But that's it. It's all in the garden. It's all in the garden. Like you said, God has given us an amazing garden full of medicine. Yeah. Right? And we go and fill ourselves with drugs and marijuana and rubbish like that. When our garden from God has given us everything we need. Wow. Every disease. And look how special this is, because like human beings, where we are creatures of habit, but we like to change things up a little while, every now and again. Yes. We get 28 varieties of mint. I mean, look at the deep creational thought that goes into that. Not just mint. There's 28 varieties. Pick the one that you like. Exactly. Wow. Yeah, and also I'll give you another good tip. If you make a tea made with, say, black mint, and guess what else? You add to it what we call flowering thyme, THYME, flowering thyme.
Okay.
I've got it here. It's a very beautiful little leaf, tiny little leaf, but during spring and summer, it puts out this beautiful flower and little tiny little flowers. There's all these tiny flowers that make up this bubble, and it's about 1 centimeter big and 2 centimeters long. And you crush that, and you put it on your nose, and it's like, oh, the most divine flavor.
Wow.
And if you take about that plus the meat and you put it in your chicken, your food is going to taste absolutely delightful.
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
Now, other thing, if you've got bad breath, excellent for oral care. It will, if there's a lot of gas in your stomach or otherwise, and that can create a lot of bad smell through your mouth. Now, if you make 4 or 5 cups of tea a day, good eight sleeves, and that will give you oral care that you need. After you've had your teeth clean in the morning, you can enjoy a cup of tea first thing in the morning, and that'll set you for the day. Right?
Okay, all right.
So, and if you get mint that's flowering, even more powerful, because in the flower there's more oil.
Okay.
So now the other thing is good is memory.
Sorry, it's just you mentioned. Please don't forget what you're gonna say. Obviously, you won't. But you mentioned the oil. So when we go out and we get dried mint, that's not the deal.
Useless. Yes.
Okay.
And unfortunately, even the health food shops sell dry mint.
Yeah.
No good.
Okay.
If you want real mint, grow it yourself.
Okay.
It's very easy to grow.
It's the oil in the fresh mint leaves that does the magic.
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay.
There's some good companies around that help farmers in Africa and other places to grow mint for the purpose of essential oils, and they do a damn good job overall, right? So, and of course the farmers get paid because they grow the mint in Africa or Brazil and so on, right? Okay. And but my best bet, grow your own mint. That's the best way.
Grow your mint. Okay.
Just
and you said
just a couple of things.
Yeah.
It also, when you drink, if you're eating a very fatty food or heavy meal, and it's going to stick around and it's going to put weight on you, by drinking 1 or 2 cups of tea after your meal promotes weight loss. You'll see your belly flatten after a while.
Really? Guys, we have to go all guns blazing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
You know why this is so? Sorry, I just to finish on that. You know why this is so important? You see, there's such a thing as what's called visceral fat, viscerl.
Yeah.
That's the fat around your belly, where your belly button is.
Yeah.
Now that is the most dangerous fat, that spot there, because that's where the fat builds up as cholesterol near the arteries, the lower arteries, right?
Yeah.
Now, so when you get to 38 inches, unless you're a dwarf, if you get to 30 inches, that's dangerous. You've got to go back to 36, 34, and get yourself a tinier waist, right? Now, I've seen people who are 6'4" and they've got a 32-inch waist, and they never get sick because there's no visceral fat, right? They're very good shape, right?
Wow.
So at one stage, I got to 38. I was eating too much, especially in Malaysia. I got to 38, and I started working out a weight loss, and I got back to 32. I took 6 inches off my waist, and boy, was that a good feeling. So we should see the notches on my belt when I lowered the so always check your belt.
Yeah.
About 30. If it's 38 inches, do something about it. Okay. Now, one last thing. If you've got a common cold, right? Common cold. Well, that's a common. It's a lot of people get it in say spring, and they get it in the winter. But that's when you tend to get the most, right? And if you get not just common cold, but if you get flu, right, or even if any type of virus, drink between 5 to 8 cups of herbal tea per day, right? And add what you can add with it to make it even better. When you've done, listen to this, when you've done the tea and you've poured in your teacup, add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in it. Okay. Right? Because what that does, that combination of the olive oil and the oil comes out of the mint is brilliant as an antiseptic. It is an antibody.
Okay.
Wow. And that's how it works, right? But I personally prefer Greek or Spanish olive oil.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today.
Wow.
I hope we get some feedback.
That's absolutely amazing. And the thought of 5 cups of mint tea with 8 leaves in each one every single day The thought that
it.
that's a lot of work. That's what can be in, you know, the common way of thinking. But when you think, as you've built it up, the power that is in the oil of mint leaves, you know, many times people overdose on sweets, candies, crisps, all that kind of stuff, Morley's chicken, that, and then obviously they're paying the price. Imagine if we have that similar diligence with a cup of mint tea.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're saying to us. Just swap things around a bit with good stuff that actually help us from the earth.
Instead of drinking coffee and paying a lot of money for coffee, right? You can pay £3, £4, even up to £10 for coffee, depending on the shop, right? If you grow your own mint, it's free.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely free.
And it just produces more for you.
Yeah, exactly. But what I would recommend, if the thought of 5 cups of tea is too much for you right now, start with 2. Start with 2 cups. One at say 10 o'clock and one at 3 o'clock. Right?
Absolutely.
And then when you see the benefit, increase to 3.
It's true.
But 5 is the ultimate. 5 cups of tea per day, the ultimate.
Okay, and it's soothing anyway. So you know, it's not something that's going to be a thorn in your side. Celery is tough. Celery, if you're not used to celery, celery is a tough one. 3 sticks of that a day. That's a tough one, but you get used to it. So mint tea, come on, man, we can do this, guys.
A thought just flashed in my mind. When we have patients that come to our clinic, and I can see they're anxious, I can see they've got disease of some kind. I go, before I bring them into the clinic, I go outside and I pick about 4 or 5 leaves of mint, and I crush it, and I said, put that in your hands and inhale it, and they go. And they look at me with their eyes wide open and go, wow. And all of a sudden, the anxiety's gone. Just
Absolutely.
Like that. Bang. Gone. Yeah. And they start off on a good foot because they know that you know what you're talking about.
That's it. And you know, one thing about nature, when I think about nature and all these things that you share with us, it just makes me understand that God is really good. You know, God is really
great.
good. He's intricate. He's an intricate designer. And he really thought about us. Ronald, thank you so much for what you shared with us today. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I've really enjoyed this information, and it looks like I'm going to have to go and get some mint seeds now and start planting some stuff. And because I know, you know, if you start looking around Googling, you can definitely order some. I had one last year, but it died. I think I didn't look after it properly. But I'm going to go and I'm going to try again because you've made it very worthwhile.
If knowing you, I'll tell you one of the mints you could ask. I'd ask for 2 mints to start with. I'd ask for black mint with the black leaves underneath. Guess what else? I would ask for an apple mint.
Okay.
When you crush a mint that's called apple mint, you can actually smell the apple in the mint.
Wow.
Very tasty.
Intelligent design, guys. Intelligent design. Look at that. All right, guys. So that's it. We're done. That's the breakfast show done for today, Wednesday. We're gonna have more from you next week, Ronald. Right?
Yes, a lot, even more.
We're all looking forward to it. All right. So I just want to thank you, Petrina and Ronald, for being with us today. You are absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody have a great week.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that.
And bring some mint. Eat some mint.
And eat some mint. Eat your mint. Sucker. Eat your mint. Okay. All right. And Captain Hugo, you've been an excellent man of sound. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I want to also thank you as well, dear listeners, for joining us today on The Breakfast Show. Those of you who've been hawker stalking, listening in intently to get these powerful tips and tools for you to go out there and win. Just as we're just finishing up now in our live chat, Paulette from Plaster says, any recommendations for where to get it from? Okay. Okay. I mean, I would suggest Google it. Just Google it. That's the answer for everything. Just Google mint plant or mint plants. And you have such a huge list. Trust me. Yeah. But what we'll do, I'll see if I can put in the comments section a link to a website where you can buy a plant leaf when we put it on YouTube. If you are watching this show on you right now, it's live, but if you are watching it on YouTube right now for the replay, don't forget to like and subscribe the page. And if you want more from Ronald Petrina, you'll find their information down in the links. Okay. Those of you who are listening today and it's Wednesday, you're going to have Planet Wellness and you're going to be on Facebook this afternoon at 1:30. Is that correct, Ronald Petrina?
That's correct.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, every Wednesday at 1:30. So if you are catching on YouTube and now, you could definitely get more from Ronald Petrina then, or you can check us out on Robust Life. So that's YouTube /C/Robust Life TV. You can see more information for you to catch this replay again. If you are on YouTube, like, subscribe, check out the links to Ronald Petrina, and check out the other programs for Ronald Petrina, because it's just a lot of beautiful things, more bulletproof dating. It's just absolutely awesome. Guys, stay powerful. Yep.
When we do the 1:30 slot, we're actually going to be showing you some specimens of mint.
Ooh!
See the mint, you can see it live.
Ooh! If you're catching the replay, you just have to, you have to just, but if today's the day of today, it's a live show, you can catch him this afternoon, all right? And if you are on YouTube and you're not familiar with the live show, libertyradio.co.uk, you can download the app from your Play Store, or just go to the website, libertyradio.co.uk, catch us at 6:30 a.m. and you'll see us there Monday to Saturday to catch our shows. Guys, it's powerful, it's robust. Tomorrow we're going to be having the program, and it's going to be doing with mental health. Don't miss it from 6:30 in the morning. But all of you are absolutely awesome. You're absolutely wonderful. God bless you all. Stay powerful, stay robust, and let's go out there and make the difference. All right, God bless you. Ciao for now.
Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m.